Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm hanging in there. It's like a crazy day. I don't know what's happening.
How come?
But, just tech issues,
Mm.
but they're gonna get better. I'm sure of it.
Mm. Hmm.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
How about you? How's it going?
Pretty good. It's cold where I am. Very cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in your room, like cold in your room where
My
you are.
house. Yeah. My house. Outside. Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a baby. I don't like it to be cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We'll get everyone in here. I know some of you might have questions about the homework. We'll go over that in just a minute. Somebody must be at my house.
I'm gonna go get my homework. It's in the other room. I'll be right back.
We'll see if the barking episode is over, but not quite. Sorry about that. We are going to share t-shirts first. Did anyone remember that it was T-shirt Tuesday? Yeah, and you could share a sweatshirt too if you wanted to. Like, I'm not that particular. It can be something other than, oh, look at Josh's. Love it. Josh, that's awesome. Who else wants to share a shirt? V, what's your shirt say? I love that. Hope, unity, and love. That's awesome. Anyone else have a shirt they want to share? No. All right, well, I'll share my shirt while my dogs are barking. Sorry about the dogs barking. I can probably figure out what it is. but I do hear landscapers next door, so it could just be the landscapers. Oh, it was literally a guy delivering a package. I just looked at my ring and that's all it was. So now I'll just text my children to tell me to go get the package from the front door. I don't even know what it is. I'm always excited when a package arrives. I forget what I ordered. Because I don't know how much I've told you guys, but I don't go anywhere, like literally anywhere. So I do grocery pickup, but I don't go in a store. So, but I do a lot of Sam's Club shipping to my house. And sometimes I forget what I ordered. Sam's Club might not be the most efficient shippers. They send, like, I got a box like this big, like a huge box. And I was like, what on earth did I order? And I opened it and it was air fresheners, like a box this big of air fresheners. And I was like, oh, but thank goodness that they know something's wrong, because then they sent me a survey that said, was the box the right size or was the box too small or too big? And I was like, oh, I'm appreciating that. So yeah. Okay, so back to T-shirt Tuesday. Hopefully you have a T-shirt that, I mean, hopefully you have a shirt on. Let's start there, but we've already gone over that. Josh showed a cute shirt. V showed a cute shirt. It doesn't have to be a T-shirt. I actually forgot it was T. This is why I need these slides. I forgot it was Tuesday. Definitely forgot it was T-shirt Tuesday until I pulled up my slides and I was like, oh, I have to go change out of my sweater, because I was in like a heavy sweater because it was cold. So, but now I know you can't wait to see my math shirt. It's a math shirt. I know you're shocked. I am a math nerd. So you ready? I'm not sure you're prepared for how nerdy it is. So please be kind to your teacher, right? Don't be like, oh my gosh. Okay, you ready? It says, come to the nerd side. We have pie. I didn't get anything, get a party hat. I didn't get clapping hands. Oh, thank you, V.
Woo!
Oh, thank you, you did. Yeah, this is what I'm here for, is that. Just kidding. If you thought this shirt was bad, just wait. Every Tuesday, they get worse. It's true. It's true. I know. And you're like, wait, do you wear that in public? This is about as public as I get with my math T-shirts. I do wear them to work when I'm face-to-face in work. Sometimes I just keep a whole pile of them in my office. It seems to be a problem. I have a lot of them. It's okay. It's okay. But if I didn't love math, would you want me to be your teacher? Probably not, right? So that's just facts. Okay, so some of you didn't turn in your weekly schedule. I don't know what happened. Some of you didn't turn in your homework assignment from last night. I don't know what happened, right? That was the weekly schedule and then the order of operations worksheet. Don't forget to turn those things in, okay? Because those zeros will add up quickly. The other thing is you have a new assignment this week. I mean, you have several of them, but one of them is an office hours assignment. Did anybody see the office hours assignment? Yay! I just can't get enough of you people, right? I want to visit with you. So it's required. Yeah. And it's a worksheet. You fill in the first 3 questions before you come visit me. Then you come visit me. We chat very briefly. And then you answer the 2 follow-up questions and you submit your assignment. And that's it. So when are my office hours opportunities that are left before your assignment is due? By the way, when is your assignment due? Anyone?
February 1st or 2nd?
Yeah, February 1st, which is Monday, I think. Yeah, Monday at 11:59 p.m. So that gives you an opportunity to come see me tomorrow morning. I know it's early. My office hours are 8 to 8:50 a.m. Or if you're like, that's not going to happen, that's way too early, you could come see me tomorrow night, Wednesday night. I have office hours 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Yeah, you can drop in anytime. I also have office hours Thursday morning, 8 to 8:50, and Monday morning, 8 to 8:50. So if you don't want to come in the morning, you should really come tomorrow night. Yeah. And it's okay. Like if I have a lot of you there, it's all right. I can take you one at a time, just leave you in the waiting room, right? And I can chat with you in the waiting room. It's a very brief assignment. The office hours assignment is located in module. Okay. It's in week 2. I'm so excited that Judith said her birthday is February 4th. That's my dad's birthday. Hooray. So you're like twins, you and my dad. He's like 78 come February 4th. I'm very excited. I know, I'm glad you put it out there that you're super sad nobody responded to you on Flipgrid, because it is sad when you don't get any responses. And some people just didn't do their assignment. Yeah. So yikes. You can still respond, and maybe I'll even give you credit if you guys respond to those Flipgrid assignments, right? Some of you did respond. If you're confused at how to respond, let me know. Like I know Matt did. I know these are just the ones that I'm remembering off the top of my head. I know Matt did. I know Tashina did. I know V did. I know Ruki did, but some of you not so much. Josh did, I think, too. So yeah, make sure you respond to each other. Probably not right now during class, but after class is totally fine. Okay, there's not very many of you. Everybody should get responses, right? Okay. Is there a homework problem that you need reviewed from that order of operations one? I'll go over any of them you need. Just let me know.
For mine, I couldn't really see it. I don't know what happened. There was like just triangles or like squares.
So you did, how did you access it? Did you print it?
No, I just opened it on Google Drive. I mean, on Google Documents.
It's not a Google Doc. It's a PDF.
Okay.
So when you click on it, it should preview, right? And then you don't even have to print it. You can just write it down on paper. I responded to your email too, by the way, but not till this morning.
Okay then.
So, but check it out, and you did do that anyway, and I will give you credit for that, okay? But let's make sure you can access it first. You can try clicking on it right now too and see if it just previews as a PDF, because definitely if you open it in Google Docs, it will look cuckoo, right? Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and if I have no expectations of you printing anything in this class. If you want to do it electronically, you can, or if you do it on notebook paper, you know, you look at the questions on the screen, you write the questions down and fill them out. That's totally fine. And then you scan and upload. Yeah. Nobody has questions about the math? Like you're all good? Oh, wait, Matt does.
Yeah, I'm really unsure about number 4. I got a really weird number.
Nice. Let's look at number 4 on part A or part B or both.
It's for each of the following equations, find the indicated value. Like it's got the given, and it's like here.
Is that backwards? That one.
Yeah, aren't there part? Okay, so part A.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen? Is it the same one that's on my screen?
Yeah, it's that one.
All right, good. Okay, so let's try it. The first thing you're going to do is fill in the information that they give you. So it says P is 4/10 and N is 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to say SE equals the square root of 0.4 times 1 minus 0.4 divided by 30. So that was step 1, yes? Okay, now here's where it gets a little iffy. Depending on if you know how to use this really well, or your calculator really well, or one of those apps that I gave you. You can do this step by step, like using order of operations. Like if we were going to do this, which part would we do first using order of operations?
Parentheses.
Yeah, we would do what's in those parentheses. So we would do 1 minus 0.4, which would give us 0.6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, So I'm just going to write it out like we were doing it by hand. So we follow order of operations, because then we have to tell the calculator what to do if we're doing it that way.
That's how I did it. I wrote it out.
Oh, good. And then what's next after we did that 0.4 and the 0.6 and then the 30 in the denominator?
Is it 0.4 times 0.6?
Very nice. And so we're going to get 0.24 over 30. Then, everybody okay with what we did so far?
Wait,
Okay.
why wouldn't you square it first? Because wouldn't that technically be part of like exponents?
There's no square in here. Do you see a square somewhere?
The square root.
Oh, square root is after it, because that's like a symbol that we would do at the end. We have to do everything inside first
Okay.
before we take the square root.
All right.
It does kind of act like a power, but we're not going to use like the property where we, like, say the product rule, where we would take that square root to each one of these items, just because it would make our problem a lot messier. Okay, and now we're going to do the 0.24 divided by 30, which would give us 0.008. Everybody okay so far? And then our last step is where they're going to give you, it's going to be approximated, because that's not a perfect square. So I'm going to put these squiggly equal signs, and I'll write down what my calculator said, and then we'll talk about how we actually get that on our calculator, right? Because not all of us might have gotten the same thing on our calculator. Mine went 27191. That's how far mine went. Then we have to round it said to 4 decimal places. That means 4 to the right of the decimal. So I want it to end there. That's where I want it to end. But I have to follow rounding rules. So I'm going to look 1 to the right. And our rounding rule is if that digit is 5 or higher, I'm going to change that 4 to a 5. If it's less than 5, I'm going to leave it alone. So since it's less than 5, my answer is going to be 0.0894. Is that good?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think.
Okay, good. Now I'm going to show you on the Desmos calculator. And the reason I want to show you on the Desmos calculator, and I can put this in the chat for you if you want, the Desmos scientific calculator is really nice. So this is what it looks like. If you just search Desmos scientific, it'll come right up. I can put it in the chat again if you want. But we can put this in all at once. If we hit the square root button, we also have a fraction button here. It's super convenient. And then we can go 0.4 parentheses, because you have that button. And then you can do 1 minus 0.4, end your parentheses, and then in the denominator, you can type 30. How nice is that? It just gave you the whole answer.
Yeah, I just the app too, by the way, the Desmos graphing calculator. Like, well, that's graphing.
Oh yeah, Desmos graphing? Desmos scientific is kind of fun too.
Yeah.
So I don't care which one. The little sphere to. And then the last thing I'm going to ask you is, I'm putting the Desmos scientific one in the chat right now, in case you're wondering. And that's on that calculator resources tab too, that you have in our classroom and on Canvas. And that's available during test 2, that Desmos calculator. And the Desmos graphing one as well. Anyone in this class that VR, anyone in the class who has this calculator, a graphing calculator? Veronica, what does yours look like?
I have this one, but I don't know how to use it that great. It's still very much, it's so confusing.
I'm a little less familiar with the buttons on the Casio, but if you hold it up for a minute, you should be able to see. Do you have, okay, I'm not sure if you have, okay, so go ahead and look at your screen, V, and do you see where the square root symbol is on your calculator? It's above a button, it's in white.
Okay,
Looks like in the second. Okay,
Yes,
so there's a there's a button that says shift. Do you see the button that says shift? And then hit that button that has the white thing on it. This is going to be a fun game. We'll see if I can make you bigger. So
Okay,
it'll be
I
easy.
got it.
Okay,
I got it to do it.
now see if you see a button on your screen that says a fraction button. If you don't fraction one, that's fine. Do you see a fraction one?
Yes.
Okay, and
Okay.
is it on a
Good.
button? Oh, perfect. Now type in the box exactly what you want and then hit enter and you'll get it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and no worries. Here's the good news, you can't break your calculator.
Yeah,
So just keep asking questions and I'll help you through it. Okay,
Thank
and we can do that in office hours again as well, so you can run. Zevi has a TI-83. Zevi, do you know how to use this? Your TI?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. He's using the Wabbit EMU app, totally fine. That emulates this very nicely. Do you have any questions on that one, Josh?
No, they taught us all about it in high school, so I'm like pretty familiar with it.
Nice, that's awesome. Okay, Lily, I'm ready. What do you got?
So I have a graphing one, but I'm not sure how to do the fraction kind.
Okay, so show me yours. Show me it. Like, hold it up. Okay, I'm not sure you'll have the menu, so let's check. So hit the button that says second. No, don't hit that button. Sorry. Hit the button that says alpha. Do you see that? It's green on the left, right under second. And then hit the one that says y equals. The new menu come up or does it just look cuckoo? Show me your screen. So wait, right here, I'll show you. Look at mine. It's a little cuckoo. I'll show you with my dot cam in a minute. So hit the hit alpha button and then hit the button way up here that says y equals.
Is it on the top? It's because some
Yeah.
of the things are blurred
Yeah,
out
it's
already.
there.
So.
Yeah, it's top far left. Hit alpha and then hit the button on the far left and then show me what it looks like. Hold on, I have to make you bigger. Okay, yep, you don't have it, so no worries. So you can just quit out of that.
I have another calculator. It's a scientific one.
No, you're good. Just hit second quit. That'll work with this one. I'll show you. I'm going to share my screen so you can see as I figure out where my app is. Okay. Share screen. Continue. Okay. So those of you that have graphing calculator, do you see my calculator now? Can you see it on your screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. My buttons look a little bit different than yours, but it'll be okay. So first I have to turn it on. I'm going to clear that. Really. Hit second and then hit the button that says X squared. That should put up a square root symbol on your screen. Do you see it? Okay, you good? So far, so good. Okay, now you have to do it a tiny bit different because you can't make it look like a fraction. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit an extra set of parentheses button. So hit left parenthesis. So your screen should look just like my screen now. And then hit 0.4 and then hit another parenthesis to start the parentheses again and then do 1 minus, 0.4 and then into those parentheses and do ends of. So what I did was was my numerator, 0.4 times 1 minus 0.4. Now I'm going to hit my symbol right there. And then I hit 30 in the denominator. So just the slash and then you see that on my screen and then hit. Do you see how I got the exact same answer still? Did you get the same answer, Lily?
I got a different answer.
Okay, show me your screen again. Hold on.
Should I turn off my
You're good. I just have to get you bigger. It's crazy, my screen. Okay. Interesting that your square root button didn't go over the whole thing. My square root symbol goes over the whole thing. One more time, hit your second x squared button and then start your parentheses and hit 0.4 and start your parentheses again and hit 1 minus 0.4 and do 2 parentheses and then show me your screen first before we hit enter.
Oops. Divided.
Okay, hit enter again and see if we still get the same thing.
Now I got a different answer.
Did you get our answer? Show me what you got this time. Oh my gosh, this is a fun game. Okay, hold it down a little bit further just so I can see the whole screen. Oh, that's perfect. Interesting why it's not. Because you're, oh, well, this time you put, so arrow up, do you put 0.04?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So here, wait, instead of typing it all back in again, if you arrow up to that line and hit enter, it'll cut that same line, and then you can just use your arrows and change it if you want.
It deleted. I'll just do it again.
Okay, type it in one more time. Let's see. It's important that we can understand our calculators before we really get going. So, okay. And if anybody else has other questions about this homework, and hit enter now. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to figure yours out. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about yours.
It's really old. Maybe that's why.
No, it shouldn't be because it's really old. It should still work, but I have to think that through a little bit more. But your scientific one will work, or just pull up this Desmos calculator because the Desmos one is crazy nice.
Okay.
I use the Desmos one probably more than anything. I haven't given up, Lily. We just need to pause and figure it out. Okay. Any other questions on this worksheet? How about the last one? Did you do okay on the last one? Do you want to know the answer?
I had a question, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm ready, Tashina.
Okay, so when I got to the square root, I was thinking back in my ordered operations, and I wasn't sure if the square root was considered a parentheses or an exponent.
In this particular problem, we used it like it was a grouping symbol because we did everything underneath.
Okay.
If you know a little more about mathematics, you could have said that's the same as to the 1/2 power. And you could say, okay, that would mean 0.4 to the 1/2 power times 1 minus 0.4 to the 1/2 power divided by 30 to the 1/2 power. And you would get the same answer. Okay. But that seems like a lot of work.
Now, what if there's a square root and then within inside of that square root, we have a parentheses? Are we going to, because when I type in my calculator, it obviously just gives me the right answer. But I wasn't sure how to work it out when you asked on our homework for us to work out the problem. I wasn't really sure, in which order I would do it then, and if it would even change my answer and how to even do it in general.
Yeah, so you do it by, you work your way from the inside out. So you would start inside the parentheses and you work your way out to the square root. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for answering the question.
Yeah, no worries. And I was just doing it that other way. It does not like that. Let me see, delete that. Yeah, so Brady and Tashina asked the same question, like, could I do the exponent first, right? Like basically use the product rule and do to the 1/2 power on all of those, and it will work. I'll show you what I did on my calculator. So you see I distributed that square root to each one of those. So using the product rule, and I still got the same answer. But most of us wouldn't have known the product rule in here, so you don't have to do it that way. And what's nice is the Desmos scientific will work on all of them. The answer to the last one, I just had it somewhere. The answer to the last one is 33.51 is what I got for the rounded answer. Anyone want to see that one? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Let's do that one. All right. So this time you would get a different answer than me if you didn't use the pi button on your calculator, right? If you used some approximation for pi, like 3.14, you would get a different answer. But what we're going to do is leave it pi. Our r is 2, so we're going to do 2 squared times 8 divided by 3. And again, you could put that all in your calculator. As long as you're doing it correctly, as long as you're putting in the syntax correctly, you'll get the answer right away. But if we weren't, we would do this 2 to the second power first, which would be 4 times 8 over 3. And now some of you might be like, oh, I'm not sure what I would do now. Be careful and don't change this to a decimal, because if you do, it will give you an approximation and nothing will be as accurate after that. We don't want to do any approximations till the end. I could make this 32 over 3. Does anyone know how I made that 32 over 3?
You used, didn't you multiply it by 4 and then you got like the larger number on top by doing
Yeah,
that?
basically I said 4 is the same as 4 over 1. And when you multiply fractions, you multiply numerators, multiply denominators. So I did 4 times 8 and got 32, and 1 times 3 and got 3. But some of you might not remember that from fractions, okay? But you don't want to make 8/3 2.66666 and then round it, because then your answer will be off.
So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. If we got some of those wrong, what do we need to do in order to correct it to change our grade?
I'll give you credit for it because this was our first, go around, and I'll just show you which ones. I mean, if you want to correct them and resubmit, you can, but I'll give you lots of feedback on the assignment.
Okay,
and
you don't ever want to
post my key too.
And you don't ever want us doing the 3.14 then for pi, because that's an approximation. You want us to use syntax?
You got it. And
Okay.
I'll show you how to do that on the Desmos calculator too in just a minute. So then when you do this, you get 33.51032.164. And this time it said go to the 100th place, which is where this 1 is. Since there's a 0 to the right, I'm just going to leave it 33.51. How many of you got that exactly? Did anyone get that? Yay! Ruki did. Excellent. Zach did. Brady did. Very nice. Now, if you were close, you just now know that you shouldn't have approximated. That's totally fine. Not a big deal, right? Or if you didn't know how to use your calculator, that's a separate issue, which we're going to work on, so we can figure that out. Okay. I was going to show you. Oh, good. I'm still sharing my screen. I'm going to show you on the Desmos calculator. I didn't know how great this Desmos calculator was until maybe 2 semesters ago. It is heaven. I love it. Do you see that pi button right there? You can just hit pi times, and we can hit 2 squared times, and then we can do a fraction, and 8, and then we can click a 3. And look, there's my whole answer. Easy peasy, right? Very quick. So this calculator is super handy, super user friendly. Now, if you have a graphing calculator and you're like, for Pete's sake, I spent a lot of money on this graphing calculator, it better be able to work for me. I'm all over it. We can totally do it that way. Let me show you. I'll do it this way. Okay, you can see later. The pi button, I'll clear this so you don't see that nonsense. The pi button on mine is way over here. On your Casio V, it'll be in a different spot. Lily, it should be very close on yours. It should still be in the same spot. So you have to hit second because mine's in blue. And that pi button, V, you probably have to hit shift and then wherever you see that pi symbol, if it's in that same color. And then you are going to hit times, and I'm going to do 2, and I'm going to hit this x squared button. And then I'm going to hit times. I do have a fraction button. We'll pretend I don't have a fraction button. And so I'll just do 8 by 3. Okay, and so Lily, you're able to do it like that, divide. And then now we'll hit enter. Did you get 33.51? Yay! So we just have your square root button. And V, did it work?
Mine gives me this as an answer.
Okay, so I want you to hit V on your calculator. There's a button that says S, and then there's an arrow to a D. Do you see that button?
No.
Okay, hold it up to me because I saw it on yours a minute ago.
On the
Hold
bottom
on,
or
I guess.
the
Up higher. Oh, do you see it? It's on the second or the third row, right above your 8. It says S arrow arrow D. Right above your
Okay,
8
yeah.
button.
I see it.
Hit that button. Button. I have to hit. What did it do?
Oh,
Did it work? Yay! See, I know me some calculators. It's easy.
what does that SB mean?
It's saying go from a fraction to a decimal. So
Oh,
standard
okay.
to a decimal.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I completely skipped
Nope.
over these last questions because I didn't know how to use the calculator.
Yep, so no worries, just, and bring those questions to me anytime. I can totally help you. And I even answer emails late. So if you want to send me an email tonight, I can help you too.
Thank you.
Okay? Yeah, great. Okay. And if you want to submit V, since you can totally do that. Matt, do you have a question?
Yeah, so I did the homework and I submitted it, but like it was like the whole thing where you had to like download that app and like take like a picture of it and submit it. I could not for the life of me figure that out, so I just sent you like 2 pictures. And I don't think you wanted it that way. Is there a better way I can turn it in? Because I didn't get points.
Good question. Good question. I didn't look at yours yet, but if
Oh, okay.
I didn't look at everything yet. I didn't grade those yet. I'm not
okay.
the Wonder Woman
You're out
I
of-
want. But yes, Matt, I'm so happy you asked. Usually there is a link, and I'll make sure you see 2 videos, 3 really good videos on how to use your phone to make a PDF, because PDF, the way I can actually annotate your picture, so nice. And the app that I prefer the best is Adobe Scan. Is anyone able to a different scanning product?
Yeah, I have.
Adobe
I got
Scan is great.
Yeah.
Danessa, what do you use?
I just use like this random app I found called I think it's just called like Scanner app.
Yeah, so that's fine too. Adobe Scan, here's why I like Adobe Scan. Free. Number 2, it holds my phone. I don't have to be perfect, and I can adjust the edges of the document really quickly. Number 3, it'll do multiple pages and make them one at the button, and I can upload it to my Google Drive. So very convenient. I like all of those options, but you can use whatever one you want. And I will put the videos, I'll just send you an email with those videos on how to do that if you need help, because I have videos Android or somebody like Cam Scanner. Some people are not supposed to promote any app, but I did promote Adobe Scan. as some apps tend to have issues. So, but I have tons of people who use Cam Scanner and love it. So no worries. Okay. How are you feeling about that homework now? Better? Okay, excellent. Excellent, excellent. Now, let's talk what we're doing today. I want to talk to you guys about where we're headed. Where we're headed is to statistics. Nice. And we want to know these things that we just went over before we do statistics. We're going to do some percents on Thursday because you're going to need percents. So I always think it's super fun if we saw an application for why are we learning statistics, right? Why are we learning this at all? What I want you to decide now, I can figure out my screen. I'm better. My issues are smaller, I hope. It's not necessary. I want you guys to discuss, see why I hit that, and then you guys all disappear. Frustrating to me. Really? Okay. So why are movies successful, or how do we define a successful movie? So I'm going to be quiet. I want you guys to jump in and say why a movie is considered success, or what is considered a successful movie. You can answer those other two questions if you want, but first I want to discuss how is a successful movie defined?
I would say because they've gotten really good at targeting certain audiences, whether it's a kids movie or for adults.
I'd say
Nice.
the
So
amount of
maybe
money.
genre. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say the amount of money that it brings in after production.
Yeah, so sometimes it's the box office results that's the best, right? That's the measure of success, how much made.
Kind of what people are saying about it. Sometimes you get a movie that isn't super successful, like I don't know, like a Starship Troopers, and then like it becomes part of culture and it's actually really successful. So
Yeah, so far. Sure.
And how many people watched that movie?
wait, Starship Troopers?
Absolutely.
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
You're good. That is a funny movie though, by the way, in such a way. And think why movies are important, certain movies?
I think like the way that things are now, movies are going to be considered successful differently because the movie Tenet that released earlier this year technically did really bad in the box office. But if we lived in a world where we could go to the movie theaters, it would have done really well. But it did really bad.
I'm so happy you brought that up because this activity was written pre-pandemic, right? This activity was like when people went to the movie. No, it's crazy. Is anybody one of them? I don't see anything to watch right now, right?
Not one movie in over a year.
I went to see Tenet. That thing went over my head. I couldn't wrap my head around that, but I'm a civil man.
Love it. Okay, so what factors do you think have the greatest impact on the U.S. box office amount? We'll talk pre-pandemic. So obviously the pandemic's had the biggest effect on U.S. box office amount, but how about before when you could go see movies in theaters?
I'd say advertising is huge.
I'd say the advertising and then the reviews about the movie that come out while it's still out.
Yeah, I think critics' reviews huge, right? And marketing for sure. Anything else?
You have to like go for like the biggest like target audience there is, because if you go for just a certain little few, it won't obviously be as big.
Yeah, for sure. And that might be the of the movie, right? Is it a family movie? Is it animated? Is it, you know, what is it? Is it an action film?
Don't ever make the movie Cats ever again. That's probably one of the best lessons.
That's rules to live by, right? How about, do you think these ideas that we're taught here are comparable with other countries, or is it specific to the US? What do you think?
I personally think it's across the board for the most part. It's in my personal opinion. I feel like the way they release movies here is like how they do them across the world, but I could be entirely wrong.
I think like it depends. Sometimes it is, but like movies, like video game movies, they usually always do terrible in the US. But if you get like a movie like World of Warcraft, did terrible here, but it did amazing in all the Asian countries. So people really liked it there, but people didn't like it here. So stuff like that.
Yeah, what do you have lived places in the, what are your experiences with movies? Do you think the box office, you know, the success is similar? Do you think it's different? These ideas that we're talking about. No, some of you have lived other places. I haven't. So I can't say.
Wait, what was the question? It kind of cut out for me at least.
Oh, sorry about that. I think you answered it. You said some things worldwide are different, but I said, does anyone else have anything?
I feel like for some genre of movies, like for anime movies, they do better in like Asian countries as opposed to here, where they just like limit the amount of theaters they have for it.
I think it's probably a little bit different worldwide. I'm gonna play a trailer for you, and I want you to think about the questions that we just talked about with this trailer. Okay, hold on one second. Hope you can see it.
You Jake Sully?
I'd like to talk to you about a fresh start on a new world. You'd be making a difference.
I became a Marine for the hardship. I told myself I can pass any test a man can pass. All I ever wanted was a single thing worth fighting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not in Kansas anymore. You are on Pandora.
You should see your faces.
We have an indigenous population called the Na'vi. They are very hard to kill.
This is why we're here. Because this little gray rock sells for 20 million a kilo. Their village happens to be resting on the richest deposit, and they need to relocate. Those savages are threatening.
Okay, hold on one sec. I could tell I could hear it. Couldn't. So let's try again. How about now?
You Jake Sully?
I'd like to talk to you about a fresh start on a new world. You'd be making a difference.
the hardship. I told myself I can pass any test a man can pass. All I ever wanted was a single thing worth fighting for.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, mind. So deeply. How many of you have seen Avatar?
Me.
I've seen Avatar. A lot of you. Who has not seen Avatar? Talking about. Who has not seen Avatar? Is there anyone? Annie. Tashina. Have you seen it or not seen it?
Yes, ma'am, I've seen it.
Okay. So Avatar, I've never watched to the end. Were you traumatized by it, Debbie?
I was little, and every time I've watched it like 3 times, and every time I fell asleep at the same part, so I just never finished it.
I did traumatizing. I tried to watch it again on Disney Plus, and it's too stressful. I had to turn it off. So I'm just saying. So that movie is was, you know, one of the most successful movies of all time, which is amazing depending on your opinion of that movie. Some of you might be like, I'm a little concerned. The other one that I was going to play that I can't, but it's okay. I'll just share my screen so you can see it. As soon as I give me some reaction like you've seen this movie before or you haven't. What is happening to my screen share, but I'm going to have to fix it. Yeah, how many of you have seen the movie? Can you tell what clip it is? Titanic, can you see it? It's Titanic. How many of you have seen Titanic?
I've seen that movie like 30 times. You can never not watch it over and over.
Okay, Tashina, I mean, you can see, but Josh says he hasn't seen it. Brady, have you seen it?
That's crazy. You got to watch it.
Oh, Matt hasn't seen it? Danessa, have you seen it? Annie? Zach?
I watched the part where the ship blows up on YouTube, but that's about it because it's
Nice. Okay, so unbelievable. So this is fun that we picked shows that you maybe haven't seen. So I'm going to give you some data, and we're going to talk about this. So if you've seen those movies, you might have a reason that you think those movies were successful or not successful. Wait, can you see my slides screen? Now it's going blank, but can you see it? It says movie hit success.
Now
What is happening to the world?
I can see the movie hit success part.
You can?
Yeah, it's blurry. It's like 8-bit, but yeah, I can see it.
Okay, I think my internet connection is really having trouble today. I don't know what's happening, but it's irritating. So anyway, those are the questions that we already talked about. What we're going to do starting tomorrow is you are going to work in groups, and you are going, and your teams that we had before, and you're going to look at some movie data, okay? And the movie data they're going to look at is for 30 movies, and it doesn't include any movies since 2012. I know that seems a long time ago, but this is what I could get my hands on. It doesn't include like Avengers, Endgame, Star Wars, The Force Awakens. It doesn't include those. But these were the most successful movies, or some of the most successful movies. So I'm going to put this data up. It's going to be real fuzzy. If that was fuzzy, this is certainly fuzzy. But share this with you in the chat so you can look at this data, okay? So pull up that document so you can look at it. And I'm going to enlarge it. So you can see Avatar, you can see the Avengers, you can see Tan, all the way down to like I Am Shrek and so on. And it gives a lot of information. It gives you the box office, it gives you the budget, it gives you how long the movie was, the genre of the movie, the trailer, the star, the co-star, IMDb, the critic, the Rotten Tomatoes, and nominations. What I want you to do as a team is investigate this data and investigate the question that says, let me find my assignment directions for you. So you're going to make a poster analyzing the question that says, what the greatest impact on the US box office revenue? So you don't have to look at all of these answers. You're just, we think this, right? So look at that data. And maybe we don't even look at every single movie. We just look at some of these instead of all 32 of them. Maybe you think genre is the most important factor of success or not. So maybe you order these genre and look at their box office revenue and say, is that how I'm defining success, right? Or is this the factor that has the most influence on success? And so you're going to make a poster. Class, you would use a big piece of paper on the wall, but in class, like face to face. So you can use a jam, use a Google Doc, you can use whatever you want as a team. I mean, you could do it on a piece of paper and then hold it up, take a picture, I guess that would work too. But I want you to answer the question. Now, you're not going to be the all answer. This is just investigation. The reason I'm doing this is because we're headed in statistics and we want to think, why do we use statistics? What does it tell us? How do we use statistics to answer important questions? And this may or may not be an important question to you. It's a little more exciting than looking at pretend data. This is real, actual data. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in breakout rooms. If you have a question, new feature on Zoom where it says you can pick a breakout room. Okay. And I want you to pick your number. For your number, I have it written down. Zevi, Tashina are on team 1 and with Brady. And then Danessa, Lee, and V are on team 2. Matt are on team 3. Judith, Annie, and Zach are on team 4. And then Josh and Lee are on team 5. Is that familiar to you? Okay, perfect. So I'm trying to test technology. So I want to see if you have this option, okay, to join your own breakout room. But before we do that, so what I want you to do in your breakout room is look at this data that I just put at. So if you didn't pull it up yet, make sure you put that, look at that data. I want you to discuss those questions. What is the impact is, and looking at these moves, what factors or factor do you want to investigate? You might investigate 1 or 2 factors and like 8. That seems like a lot. We want to make a graph. What type of graph we use? Which of the numbers would we use? And then tomorrow in class, for half the class, work on this activity, and the second class you'll present information to the rest of the class. Okay? Any questions before I see if you can get in your own breakout room? Okay, so this is what people are telling me. I'm making 6 breakout rooms. I'm going to click open all rooms. Somewhere on your screen, you should see a little message that says join breakout room. Do you see it? If you do, don't have it here and I'll put you in the room. This is a brand new feature and I wanted to start. So if you see your room, you can go ahead and join it. Silly dog. Is there anyone who does not see this option? Okay, Ruki, look at the bottom where it says like share. blah, blah. Look to the right.
Let's just join any room.
Yeah, so you're gonna pick room 1 because you were on team 1.
Okay. Well, there's 2 other people in room 1 who I'm not on a team with. I'm looking at it.
Kashina and Zevi weren't team 1. What
It
on
was
yesterday?
I'm with Matt and Ruki.
Yeah.
Oh, well then you're team 3. Pick team 3. Sorry. I
Okay.
don't know why I thought 1. Weird.
One to 3.
Okay.
Joining.
Okay, Matt, any that choice or no?
Oh, yeah, I just tapped it. Hold on. Let me hit join again.
Sometimes it's just the delay. At all?
Come on. Yes.
Annie, yours work.
Huh?
Yours work. Join the breakout room.
No, I don't see it.
It should be. Look in the bottom of your screen
Mhm.
after where it says sharing, and maybe what does it say to the right of that?
It says record and reactions. It doesn't say anything.
Or more button or anything?
No, there's no more button.
That's okay. I'll put you in your room. That's what I'm trying to figure. If everybody can see this or they can't. You are on team 4, right?
With who?
You're on team 4 with you and Zach.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in there. Now okay, perfect.
Hi guys, my video off because maybe I won't break up as much if I have my video off. But we'll see, right? welcome back. I am so sorry. My video's off because of the internet connection sounded terrible and nobody told me, or you did tell me it was a little blurry, but anytime I'm breaking up, please, please, please type it in the chat because I don't know how you would understand if I am just breaking up the whole time, and I will make an alternate for you. So I'm going to leave this off for just a minute. I am also going to put in the chat assignment that goes along with this activity that you will get tomorrow. It's also on Canvas, but I'll make sure, I think I sent it to most of you, but so everyone has it, because some of you, I'm not even sure you know what we're supposed to be doing because it was breaking up so bad. So in class tomorrow, we will look at this data. You will be discussing what is the most important factor, and you will be looking at it mathematically. So you need to figure out what you're going to do. Are you going to show a graph, a table? Are you going to find the average of things? What are you going to do? Okay. So some of you want to try to work on it tonight. That's totally fine, but you're not required to. The other thing I want you to do is just your exit ticket, which should be relatively painless. And what I'm curious as to what you guys write on this, because after our experience yesterday and today. Okay. So can you see the QR code if you need it? Yay. And otherwise the link's in the chat. Sorry for my internet issues. Thank you for being patient, and I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow. I was just waving to you, but you can't see me. I'm not the brightest bulb sometimes.
Before I go, I did not do that weekly schedule thing. Would it be possible to still do that today?
Do it today and upload it. Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay, I will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, I have uploaded the exit ticket. It was, sorry for being in and out of class. At least on the video, I had it on the whole time, but thank
No,
you for
you're good.
understanding. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you guys. See you tomorrow.